Here in North Carolina, we only get about an inch or two a year. Remember the biggest snowstorm we had in 2010 got it 6 inches. It was a blast at the time playing in it, taking the sleigh in it. It's quite funny to see the Armageddon just 2 centimeters of snow can cause in the South, as people are not quite prepared for the cold. But I hope you have your hot tea with you. My favorite tea to have on a cold winter's night is peppermint. It'll clear your throat, help you breathe, and calm you down. Chamomile tea is also a great tea to have on days when you're not feeling well or when you want to warm up. It has a lot of good immune system improving properties. Also, hope you chop some wood up and have it going in the fireplace. I know my fireplace is running. Husky's sleeping right next to it as well. But as the seasons change, you learn to really appreciate the current moment that you're in. You know, I lost my grandparents last year, and for the longest time, when you're young, you don't really appreciate them. So that's why it's always good to call people and just say hello. Let them know that you're thinking about them. Let them know that you appreciate them. But can't imagine how life was before they had snowplows in really cold places. You know, it's been snowing since the beginning of time, but snowplows haven't really been around for that long in the grand scheme of things, with the first snowplow being built in 1862. Before that, can you imagine what people did in Chicago? Big fierce winter storm coming in, but there's not much they could have done back then. First snowplow was made actually just by being pulled by a horse. And of course, in the beginning of the 20th century, the car was invented. So then they had to come up with a new snowplow for the car, which was actually not first mounted until the 1920s. And it since has then evolved into what we have today. It's quite common for the snow here in North Carolina to melt anyway, very quickly, so there's really no point to have a snowplow. In fact, it's mostly gone by the next day. Look at this good old kitty cat, snoozing. He's as comfy as me. When I'm really sleepy, I like to get in a nice cozy bed and curl on up with a good book. It's nice not to have a care in the world. Sometimes it's fun to think, well, about being a cat. Because cats, they're soft, they're fluffy, and you gotta like it when they purr. Very soothing, peaceful creatures. You know, animals have it extra hard in the wintertime trying to find food. Take this fox, for example, hopping up and down, looking for just a little bite to eat. Luckily, we humans have the grocery store year-round. When the cold weather starts approaching, my favorite breakfast food is oatmeal. It's great with a little bit of honey on top. Cut up some bananas, slice up some strawberries, throw in some pecans, and put a little dash of cinnamon. Oftentimes, as the day is winding down, it can be nice to go through some of your old voice messages. Found this one from Grandma.
Friday, 5:58 p.m.
Alo, Deni, vezi că te aștept în ușă, că să zici că la udea să te aștept că vii acum. Să stau aici să faci la ușă și cu lumina prinsă, dacă nu vii mai târziu, eu închid ușa. Că te-a dat bine acum atunci.
Lava lamps are the best type of decorative lamps. They're actually invented in 1963 by British entrepreneur Edward Craven Walker. And it consists of a bolus, special colored wax mixture inside a glass vessel, the remainder of which contains clear or translucent liquid. The vessel is placed on a base containing an incandescent light bulb, whose heat causes temporary reductions in the wax density and the liquid surface tension. As the warmed wax rises through the liquid, it cools, loses its buoyancy, and falls back to the bottom of the vessel in a cycle that is visually suggestive. A classic lava lamp contains a standard incandescent or halogen lamp, which heats a tall glass bottle. The formula from a 1968 US patent consisted of water and a transparent, translucent, or opaque mix of mineral oil, paraffin wax, and carbon tetrachloride. The clear water or mineral oil can optionally be colored with translucent dyes. Common wax has a density much lower than that of water and would float on top at any temperature. However, carbon tetrachloride is denser than water and is added to the wax to make its density at room temperature slightly higher than that of water. When heated, the wax mixture becomes less dense than the water because it expands more than water when both are heated. It also becomes fluid, causing blobs of it to ascend to the top of the lamp. There they cool, increasing their density relative to that of the water, and descend. A metallic wire coil in the bottle's base breaks the cooled blob's surface tension, allowing them to recombine. Since 1970, lava lamps made for the US market have not used carbon tetrachloride. So having a little bit of snow here and there is quite fun. However, when snowstorms come, it can be quite scary at times. Snowstorms organize and develop by feeding on sources of atmospheric moisture and cold air. Snowflakes nucleate around particles in the atmosphere by attracting supercooled water droplets, which freeze in hexagonal-shaped crystals. Snowflakes take on a variety of shapes. Basic among these are platelets, needles, columns, and rime. As snow accumulates into a snowpack, it may blow into drifts. Over time, accumulated snow metamorphoses by sintering, sublimation, and freeze-thaw. Where the climate is cold enough for year-to-year accumulation, a glacier may form. Otherwise, snow typically melts seasonally, causing runoff into streams and rivers and recharging groundwater. Major snow-prone areas include the polar regions, the northernmost half of the northern hemisphere, and mountainous regions worldwide with sufficient moisture and cold temperatures. In the southern hemisphere, snow is confined primarily to the mountainous areas, apart from Antarctica.